So I'll give you a short introduction about what Zoho Cliq is. I'll tell you about some of the important features in Zoho Cliq and also about what our users feel while using Zoho Cliq, and then you'll know why Zoho Cliq is the right communication app for your business. So yeah. So why Zoho Cliq? The first thing is I have narrowed the entire app down to 5 important aspects, 5 important categories or points, as you may call it. The first thing here is how streamlined and efficient the features are in Zoho Cliq. You'll get to know more about it in the upcoming sessions. The second thing is about the security. We are very, very concerned about our user security. It's very important to us. We are committed to keeping your data safe, so you can rest assured that your data is always safe with us. And the third thing is about the collaborative aspects of Zoho Cliq. How Zoho Cliq is not just a communication app, but it is more of a collaborative, wholesome application where you can get work done on time. The fourth thing is the customizations available in Cliq. Right from your automations, integrations, to let's say about your admin customizations, everything is possible in Zoho Cliq. And the final point about the pricing, we'll discuss more. I'll tell you how we are competitive compared to our other communication apps available in the market. The first thing, as I already told you about how streamlined the features are in Zoho Cliq, how easy they are to use as well as they are efficient. So any business communication software needs the basic tools. So we also have that. Without that, we cannot pretty much function, right? So we have messaging. You can message, you can try out one-on-one messaging, or you can probably try out group messaging. And we also have audio calls, we have video calls, and we also have this option where you can share your screen with your teammates or colleagues, whatever you would like to do. So this all helps in communicating and collaborating better. And while you're chatting, it's not just one chat on your screen. And every time you need to chat with somebody else, you don't have to go and open their chat and then open the screen again. It's not like that. You can open up to 3 chats in one single screen. So there is this multi-chat option where you'll have 3 panes and you can open 3 individual chats, chat with them simultaneously. You can also see what they're sending and everything else using this multi-chat view. And I already insisted about how important a search is. Search is a very, very powerful tool in any product for that matter. We have a very powerful search. Let me tell you more about it. The reason I call it powerful is we just have a few filters where you can strip down the search to the least possible value and filter the messages. You can filter messages or files from a year ago. It's pretty nice to use that. Our search is also OCR based. So when I say OCR, optical character recognition, what it does is, let's say you want to search for a file that has an image of an eye, but you need to locate it. You don't know the file name, but you know that the file has eye in it. So you could probably go to the search and type eye, and this file will definitely pop up. So our search is also OCR based. And the next thing is, I told you file sharing is also important when it comes to communication. A lot of file is being shared back and forth. You share your presentations, you share any document for that matter. So we have file sharing in Cliq as well. So there's one interesting point about file sharing in Cliq. We have a markup tool in Cliq. Let's say you're sharing an image with somebody. You'll be able to when you're sharing that image, you have a particular portion in that image that you want your receiver to take a look at. You could use the markup tool. You could circle it or probably crop it to however you want and send it across to them. So we have file sharing in Cliq. And the last point, very, very vital point in any communication software, as I already told you, the availability of on mobile devices. So Cliq is available on iOS, on Android. It's also available on iPad as an app. And you can also see on the screen that we are available on watchOS and Wear OS as well. So please take a look at the screen before I go to the next slide. So this is how Cliq looks on your mobile devices. Okay, so the next thing, security in Cliq. So it is very important, right? Like, how can you settle for an app without knowing it is secure or not? So we assure you that our app is very secure, and we are always committed to keeping your data safe. So we always encrypt our data. I mean, whatever conversations happens in Cliq is encrypted. So many other apps promise that they have end-to-end encryption, and all your messages are encrypted. Nobody can hack into it. But I can assure you that Cliq's data is encrypted at rest and in transit as well. Right now we are working from home, so we might be susceptible to a lot of attacks. So this is very important in any app, and we have that in Cliq. And the second thing is, when security and privacy comes into place, I already told you how important it is to give consent. Any app for that matter should ask for your consent while integrating. So we ask for your consent every time an integration happens. Integrations could easily be done by anyone using the Cliq app. So whenever you integrate, we ask for your consent if it's okay to share this information. If you do not want to share any particular, information or data, you can just go ahead and give them. The next thing is, this is very, very useful considering the current scenario, since all of us are at home, especially during this pandemic. We all are confined to our homes, so we are working from home. So what happens to secure access is the admin can go ahead and just restrict the access of Cliq application only using specific IP addresses. So what happens is, only when the employee access Zoho Cliq from the specific IP address, he or she will be able to access the application. Otherwise, they won't be able to access the application. This is very useful, during this when you're working from home, because you might use unverified networks. In that case, it might hack your application. We also have two-factor authentication, which is very important considering any cloud application, to add another layer of security to your account and to keep it safe from any third-party attacks. And the fourth one is, it's a very interesting feature when it comes to Cliq, because a lot of them do private conversations. They want everything to be secure and they don't want anybody to see it. So let's say you want to have a very confidential conversation with anybody, with your teammate, basically A versus B. They are communicating with each other and they want it to be confidential. They can use the secure chat option, which means they can choose to turn off the history for their chat. So what happens is, you communicate, and the minute you refresh the window, the messages are gone. It has just disappeared. Nobody will be able to access it. So this is one interesting feature in Cliq. And later, maybe you can, whenever you want, you can probably turn on the history and your conversation will be saved. But for that particular time, it will not be saved. So please, this is one important feature here. And the last thing is, I just want to sum up the security aspect when it comes to Cliq. We have the ISO certification 27001 for information security standards, and we also have 27017 and have 27018 given to standards for personally identifiable information security. We also have SOC2 Type 2 certification given to all SaaS providers for security, and we are also GDPR compliant. The next thing we'll be looking at is the collaborative tools available in Cliq. So when you collaborate as a group, right? Like one-on-one collaboration is not that very common, and I guess even one-on-one collaboration is easy. But collaborating with more than 10 members or as a group, as a team, is quite difficult. So what we have in Cliq is, we have a feature called channels. So what channels helps you do is, If you have different departments, let's say you have a support department, you have a marketing department, or you have a sales department, you can create specific channels for every department. And what you can do is you can start collaborating and communicating with the members in every channel. So channels are specific to group collaboration. And the next thing is remote work in Click. This was introduced during the pandemic when we all started working from home last year. It's been a year. Yeah, it's time just flies. So yeah, let's come to this. So this was introduced last year, keeping in mind the situation right now, because all of a sudden we were just thrown into our houses. We were not exposed to a lot of work from home. So to make ourselves feel comfortable, this what this module helps us do is, at work, you have a table, you have people surrounding you, you are able to see your, the next person sitting next to you is available today, or if he or she is not available, you'll know that she's not available, or she's taken a break, or she's in a meeting, anything for that matter, or you were kept up to date. You knew when to go ask somebody for help or call somebody or communicate with them and all that. The remote work tab is just like Office brought into Click. You will be able to see the entire team, which means you'll be able to see if they are in for the day, or if they are away, or if they are on a meeting. You'll also be able to update your status. Let's say you're busy, you could just go and say that I'm engaged at work, and people will be able to see that you're engaged and they will not be communicating to you. So you could do all of this from the remote work tab. And the next thing is task management. I already highlighted about how task management is a very, very valuable collaboration tool. So we have a task management in Click where you can create tasks, and you can also assign tasks. You can set due dates to tasks and manage everything from from Click itself. You could also probably add tasks from messages. Let's say somebody sends a message saying, we need to get this presentation done tomorrow. You can just click on tomorrow and convert that into a task. So that is possible in Click. And the fourth one is we have calendars in Click as well. You can set up meetings, set up events, and you can share your calendar so that people in your team or your organization will be able to see your availability just by viewing your calendar. And the last thing is video broadcasting. We were quite used to gathering together at office and during every week or something like that. I know most of the offices have town halls where all the entire organization gets together and there are announcements being made. But right now we don't have that luxury because everybody is in their homes. And how do we bring everybody together? It's quite a task, right? So we have video broadcasting for that purpose. We also tried out in our organization where we are almost 10,000. We are a huge organization. So this was tried in our organization where our CEO started a broadcasting session and everybody was free to be a part of it. Like, it's broadcasted, so anybody can join, or you can also request to, you can raise your hand and request for, the mic access and so. So video broadcasting allows up to 10,000 participants at a time. So it has quite a huge bandwidth, and you could try that for your organization as well. And the next part in Click is how customizable Click is. How we have tailor-made solutions for you. From the first one is how we have integrations. So integrations in Click are not basically like you need to know coding or you need to know this script, that script. No, you don't have to do that. Integrations are pretty simple. Anybody without any knowledge, they could just go make use of our. We have Zoho Marketplace where you will be able to see all the integrations, all the extensions for the apps available in the market. You could simply go and integrate it from there. Just one button, click, give your consent, integrate it. That's it. It's as simple as that. So we have integrations with Zoho apps. So let's say you're using some of the important Zoho apps like, projects or desk these are pretty commonly used apps. So we have integrations with a lot of Zoho applications. Apart from that, we also integrate with external applications. Let's say you use Dropbox or you use MailChimp for your email marketing campaigns. We have integrations with them. So what you can do is you can just integrate, and you can view the data, manage how the campaign went, and information like that from your Click window itself. And the next thing is automation in Click. So as I told you, you can automate your day-to-day activities, your everyday activities. What happens is when you do this, you save time. That's the idea of automation. You could automate and Click using workflows. So when you automate, all automations, bots are supported, commands are supported, forms are supported. All this comes under automation. So when you automate, you can make use of bots, commands, forms, and go ahead with your day-to-day activities. So the fourth thing is about the admin side of customization, where you can customize user roles. You can also customize the departments in Click, the entire module for your organization. You can probably customize permissions that you give to users, and do a lot more of customization and make it work for your organization. That's what Click is aimed at. Click is supposed to fit for your organization, according to your needs. So we have a lot of customizations on the admin side. You could probably also use custom domain. You can have your own domain for Zoho Cliq and rebrand Click according to your business. You can use your own company logo or the name, and rebrand Click according to your organization. And to the last and final point of why you should go for Click is we are for teams of all size. The reason I'm saying this is because we are not restricting our user base. It's not just for 10 users, or it's not just for medium sized businesses, or it's not just for enterprises with more than 500 plus or 1000 plus users. We are basically for teams of all sizes. We cater to teams of all sizes. Also, we have pricing plans for all kinds of teams. You could probably go ahead and take a look at our pricing page, which we will later add to the chat. You can go and take a look at that. And the next thing is the value we offer. We believe we offer a great deal of features, great value for the money, like more for less is the motto here. And the last thing is how competitive we are when it comes to our pricing. We are at least 15% economical compared to our competitors for the features they offer. Like you could do your own math and you could just come up with it. But we are at least 15% economical compared to all the other communication apps that are available in the market right now. So we actually conducted a survey a few days back, and we asked our users some questions, and we were actually quite overwhelmed with the responses we got from our users. Almost 95% of them felt that Click helped them stay more connected to their teams and their office and workplace. So this was such a huge number considering the situation that we were put in all of a sudden. And especially in that, 78% of our users felt that their team collaboration was enhanced, especially during this remote work time, once when everybody started working from home and they had no option to go to office. This became like the go-to tool for their business, and it was a very happy number to look at. And the last one is almost 41% of them felt they improved their organization inside their business itself, and then they were able to save a lot of time because of the niche features that we have, and how easy these features are to use. So 41% of them felt they could save a lot of time by using Click itself. So these are some of the reasons why you should definitely go take a look at Zoho Cliq for your business. And we believe that we'll do everything to keep your expectations true.